Sam, how's it, mate? How is it going? I'm on wine tonight, so not so cold. Proper cold. Proper cold in Brisbane means how many degrees? Shall we compare? Ultimate Cleveland Browns fan, how is it going, man? I'm just trying to look what the temperature is here in Auckland. It is, at the minute, 12 degrees, so actually not that bad. Not single digits. I think last time I did a stream, it was like 8. Hey, Jonathan, Darnell. G-Doug, how's it going? Darmundi. I'm from New Zealand, but love NFL. And you picked the Browns? Aren't they not a very good team? 19 degrees where Nathan is, so not too bad. Finn, how's it going? It's up, it's good. Jonathan, how's it going? It's good, man. Just a bit brisk. Morning from Cape Town. Which suburb of Auckland do you live in? I live in kind of like Onehunga. Yep. Not far from Dressmart, bro. It's your birthday, Darnell. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. What did you do for your birthday? Chris, how's it going? If you guys are going to get the game ready, the link, I think I left it in the description, Should be there. It's 2 hours. Lion series. Faron, how's it going, man? It's good here. Alaran, waiting for a storm tomorrow. Lovely day in Western Australia. Alaran, I've gone with Babbage Sarah. I online ordered it, so they stuck my order confirmation there. So imagine the bottle looks like that. Babbage. So hopefully it's a good one. Scott Warwick. Remembering watching Scott go after 30 seconds and I knew it was going to be a crazy game. Interestingly, I don't. Okay, excellent. Good choice. Happy with that. Boom, Big Will in the house. Hey, Big Will. Andreas, good man. Tim, favorite shop is Flash and Dressmart. If you don't know, the suburb I live in, Auckland, has a outlet mall, which is pretty much all my suburb is known for. I was going to say, I've never seen this game before. When this game was played, I was living in China, and they didn't have streaming down pat as well as they do these days. Like Rugby Pass is the one you can watch in China now. I've never seen this game. I've seen highlights of it. I know how it ends. I know Ronan O'Gara's in for a rough afternoon, but I have never seen this one, so it could be a bit of an interesting one. Rugby Pass official. Man, we're streaming your game. Don't worry, I'm not stealing it. I'm asking everyone to go watch on their own, so you still get your views. But we are watching it. I don't steal other people's games as much as they ask me to. One of your favorite matches. I'm hoping it's a good one. Drinking some bloke beer tonight, recommended by Sam. Oh, hopefully it's a good one. I'm drinking Babbage wine, recommended by Alaran. The Big V8 show is on time. Good man. Good man. Hope the weather's fine where you are. Noah Rogers, how's it going? Rotorua for Ultimate Cleveland Browns fan. My wife wants to go. Government's promoting domestic tourism. She wants to go take the kids. Big Will has also not seen this game. Okay. Just excuse the British commentators. Yeah. That might make it a bit more interesting at the end. Yeah, don't steal. Like, people often ask me, why can't you show the game? And I always basically say, because it's not my game to show. Like, if you guys watch it and you get an ad, you watch the ad, that ad money goes to the people who own it. They get the view, they get the interaction, the algorithm, all that good stuff. So that's where that should go. That's my thinking about it. I don't think it's too hard to get the two streams going, right? You got your phone, got your computer, TV, or whatever. Yours got loads of ads on it. Surprisingly, mine does not. But I don't have a thingy on. Hey, Finn. James Lawler, hell of a test. Good. Simon Barnes, I'm not sure which I enjoyed more, the tour or the Tri Nations tournament that followed. Okay. Burgess 50th cap. What happened to that Tri Nations that followed? Big V actually 24 degrees. Nice. Isn't copyrighted. Really? Okay. I found wine. Yes, I didn't find the exact wine. It's not a Pinotage. It's just a Syrah, but it's made by the same people. So I'm hoping it's a good one. Isn't it copyrighted if you show the game? Yes. I think if I showed this game on my feed, then I would be essentially getting the views that the people who own the game should get. Anyway, can we skip the eye gouge? I've heard about this eye gouge, but I don't know about it. Anyway, let's get cracking. Links in the description. No, Chris, no ad blockers. I'm on YouTube as well, bro. Ad blockers hurt me. Anyway, so second test, Lions Series 2009, 2 hours and 21 seconds. Let's get cracking, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Nine Tri Nations, we swept the ABs. Oh, for real. This was the match that Jacques Faris show. I missed that guy. True. Sorry, I'm late from hot, humid Hong Kong. Happy day, 2 cents rhinoceros. How's it going, man? We have just literally started. I'm 30 seconds into the broadcast. Links in the description. This game was played at a time where I wasn't interested in watching rugby. I was only like a year into my stint in China at that time. Second stint, so I was probably more interested in China stuff. Wait, John Smith was playing prop? Damn, this is a long time ago. Rugby Pass says, enjoy the game, ladies and gentlemen. The match truly is brutal. I hope so, man. It should be a good one. As I said, I've not seen it before. Some of the others haven't seen it either, but I've heard good things about it. So, yeah, we will enjoy. Thank you. Rugby Pass is here. Yep. Good of them to put this game on, man. I know a lot of the Scotland Rugby have put some games up. The All Blacks, I don't think, have put any up. England Rugby's put some up. Lions always have fantastic support. That is the truth. I think there are specific provisions in copyright law since you're adapting the content into something new. Yeah, I guess you could argue it's fair use, but if you're watching my one, which means you don't watch the original one, then I don't know if it counts. Grant Schwartz, you're not too late, man. We are just getting started. I'm 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the YouTube feed, so still pretty early on. Big Bad Buckies. Yep. David Wallace is 7. Jamie Heaslip's 8. Okay. This game has great flow, fast pace to the end. Your channel is starting to get some real attention from larger rugby broadcasters. I've met with the Rugby Pass guys before they got bought out by Sky, and they're pretty cool. Very good. Oh, I only met one, but he was a cool bloke anyway. And I heard about the operation, so they seem like a bunch of good guys. And World Rugby followed me on YouTube, which was cool. That was ages ago, though. But that doesn't mean a lot. But anyway. Welsh front row, indeed. I love the way they're doing the lineups here with the little bit of an intro. Rugby Pass checking out the channel. it's nice for them to have a look, but maybe, I've got an ad. Maybe also just checking I'm not broadcasting the game myself. You never know. Pino was terrible that they Stain saved it at the end. Okay. Mike Phillips. I was 6 years old. Wow. Okay. Imagine it would be difficult for copyright algorithms to detect you showing the game if you just show the game in a small window at the bottom of the screen. Bro, you're tempting me, but I will resist at the minute anyway. I'm sure Ronan still has nightmares about this game. Sean Edwards, I think, does tell him to kick it out, but anyway. Honestly, never been a Pienaar fan. Heard he's been recently, though. Kia ora, April. Hope you're going well. It's brisk here in Auckland. 17 now for Darnell. Oh, to be 17 again, Darnell. But at least in a year, you can buy your own beers. Not when the owners are here, Scott. Yeah, that's true. You can avoid the copyright stuff, which you know me, it's just me and a whiteboard. There's not much to copyright about that. But yeah, if the owner is watching you, then that's probably a pretty legit reason to do a copyright strike. Man, look how young Jamie Roberts is there. Rob Carney was already playing at this time, and isn't he still playing? Yeah, he's getting on. Please say when they kick off so I can sync. Not a problem. They are just lining up to do the anthems. I was 9 years old. That's why I wasn't into rugby. Fair enough. Hot in London and no new cases. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't actually check if we had any new cases here in New Zealand today. Are you going to watch 2007 World Cup final this time next Saturday? I'm showing some love for the South Africans, man. This game, World Cup final 2007. I watched you guys beat the All Blacks in Dunedin. I am turning into a South African. Warm beers, rugby says nice food takeaways. Bro, it's wine tonight. Doesn't matter about temperature. Marius, how's it going? Favorite player from each team? Oh, man. Don't make me choose favorites. Don't do that to me. Mornay Stay. He's pretty good. I think he's going to have a good game. Jamie Roberts has a full head of hair. Indeed. No new cases in New Zealand today. Okay, Finn, that is awesome news. Because I know we had one new case like yesterday, but then previously to that, like 4 or 5 days, no new cases, which is always good. Hi. Yeah, I'll try and mention the timestamps kind of throughout the game so we can make sure we're synced up. The South African anthem is just finished, so my little YouTube track is at almost 7 minutes, like a couple of seconds shy. Man, the bench. Shane Williams, Ronan O'Gara, Alan Wynne-Jones, far out. Andres Becker, Mornay Steyn, Chili Boy. Good teams if those guys are on the bench. Did you rate Peter de Villiers as a coach? Yeah, he always seemed a bit like a touch crazy. Like he was kind of like the Michael Checker mold, right? It was kind of hard to put that to one side. Squid Rugby will have a video tomorrow about Springboks 2019 World Cup team. That'll be a good one to watch. Definitely. Darnell got KFC. KFC Lions game against the Boks. Sounds like a good evening. We did well in 2009 despite him. Right, kickoff is about to happen. And underway. 8 minutes and 16 seconds into the broadcast. Yeah. So this is a 3-match series. Obviously, the first match had gone the way of the Springboks. I don't remember the exact score, but I know it was quite close. So it's 1-0 to the Springboks. So it's a must-win game for the Lions. Sip Kiwi, I am well indeed. Pierce Beast was a freak of speed. I think someone told me he played in the back line for a while before he hit this level. Bro, is this the eye rake? Did I miss it? He's rubbing his eyes. Fitzgerald. Someone told me there's a real early eye raking or an eye gouging. Did that already happen? Wow. Yellow card after 32 seconds, but not red. Perhaps crucially. What's the silly rumor I have said about taking the scrum out of the rugby post-COVID? What happens here? Oh, bro, that's a pretty dirty play. Come on, Skulk, you can't be doing that. Oh my word. Jeez, that's a red card all day long nowadays. Oh my lord. Come on. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't pretty, guys. Damn, that was fast, man. At least let the game warm up before you get the aggro stuff going on. Jeez. Crazy. But yeah, April's talking about there's rumors that they might be taking like scrums, mauls, and whatnot out of the game post COVID, but that can't be right. Like, if you can tackle someone, what's the difference about that and a scrum getting close to them? Thought it'd be a straight red. I would have thought so too, man. Shulk was just taking the hair out of his eyes. Man, God forbid I ever get a hair near my eye when he's around. If that's the case, stupid to do that stuff with all the cameras around. Yeah. The game is at 2 minutes and 15 seconds for mine. Any day of the week, that's a red. Yeah, man. Maybe Lions test, home game. Ref just plays the side of caution with a yellow because it's 30 seconds in. If that's 30 minutes, maybe it's red. He doesn't want to be the guy who ruined the game, you know what I mean? I remember defending him so hard when he got that yellow. Yeah, maybe at the time. It's like the Tana Umaga tackle on Brian O'Driscoll, right? I think even these days Kiwis will say it was all good. How did he not punch him back? Yeah. If they remove scrums and mauls, then aren't we watching rugby league? Yeah, I would have thought so. Remove the scrums and mauls, lineouts too, limit the number of phases, drop 2 players, and you're pretty much playing rugby league. Time shouldn't be a factor, I know, but I think up in the ref's mind, I think they don't want to be the guy who set like a world record for sending off in a guy in a Lions test. Oh man, the Lions were looking pretty legit dangerous there. Oh, and there's Biffo. Victor, who's pushing Victor Matfield, or did Victor do the first push? Oh my god. Guys, we're only 4 minutes on and they're almost at each other's throats. What is up with this? Was this like part of the media build-up? Did Did the coaches give each other a stick or what? Bring it on, says Brian O'Driscoll. Did O'Driscoll swing at Victor and miss? That's a bit of a mismatch in size. I mean, I like Brian O'Driscoll, but damn, don't be hitting Victor. That's why they should change the red card rule, send a guy off, bring back on. Big break, but butchered it indeed. AR told the ref to give Berger a yellow card, not red. Was it really Bryce Lawrence? Damn, then maybe South Africans should think about that guy in a different light. Bod is a wussy. That was a bit of a wussy shot, wasn't it? I was wearing a yellow cap with my dad and a blue jacket. Never seen Bod punch before. You probably won't see it again after that, man. That was not a good look. That run was amazing. Yeah. And look how much red is in that crowd. Oh, Bucky, not Bucky's. Victor just gave him a little bit of a shove. Off the ball stuff. Four minutes and 15 in. It has been fiery, to say the least. Charge down. Peterson couldn't get it. Oh, man, this game is nonstop. Doesn't Bod knock himself out in this game? I don't even know. I haven't seen it, man. If he punches like that, someone's going to knock him out. That's for sure. Flory with the mark. Almost makes a meal of it. Far out. Can't even breathe in this one. Gets you buzzed for the 2021 test, doesn't it? You are not kidding, Rugby Pass. I hope that goes ahead. We need more of this. Finally, the ball finds touch and we can breathe. Then we got Rugby Pass in here. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've met one of the guys from Rugby Pass before. Good people. Rugby Pass wasn't lying about it being brutal for the first 5 minutes. Yeah, man, that's about as intense as she gets. Time for a drink. Seeing if we can finally relax. Carney with a dummy. Bro, what did I say about being able to relax? You can't. Can't take your eyes off the screen for 2 seconds in this game. What a dummy he just sold. Who was that? Was it Frans Steen that bought that? The wine Sam is something a bit new. Alaran recommended I try something from a winery called Babbage. So I'm trying some Babbage. Who was that offload? And Carney's dummy had Frans Steen bamboozled. JP Peterson was not able to clean it up. And how about that take in the first instance from Rob Carney, above his shoulder as well? Man. Cheers to Rob Carney. What a try. What time am I in? The game clock is at 7 minutes and 20 seconds on the YouTube feed. That makes it 18:20. Stephen Jones' conversion has gone over. What a kick. 10-0 to the Lions. Look at that crowd. It's a sea of red. Man, France Stain will be having nightmares about that one. The only person to get me watching a Lions test I really watch, but I need the funny chats from you guys today is don't worry. Once this calms down a bit, the funny chats will be there. I'm drinking some wine, so I'll be getting funny at some point soon, no doubt, too. I don't usually drink the old wine. But cheers, guys, for being here as well. Oh, the Lions almost made a meal of that one. Rugby Pass have 2 cents featured the video. You know you've made it when 2 cents mentions you. Ah, yeah, because that's the way around it goes. Lions are coming out on fire with this one. Yeah, I think they need to. After the week before where they lost in a narrow one. Fantastic first 10 minutes. It doesn't get much better. Can hardly keep, like, without blinking. Oh. Liam is waiting for you to rock up with a bottle of whiskey for a match. Oh, man. What does he recommend in terms of whiskey? I haven't had whiskey in a while. Jeez. The Lions are really putting the box under the pump. Oh, but they won a penalty. Who was that? YouTube clock, 21 minutes. Game clock, 10 minutes. This is the first. The first test was the opposite of this one. The box started on fire. The Lions came back in second half. Okay. This one goes the other way around. Captain Morgan, if I go with rum, I'm partial to a Captain Morgan, man. What can I say? Glenmorangie. That sounds like single malt, like whiskey, is it? Single malt whiskey. British commentators pronounce Bucky's Bortha like Becky's Borfa. Okay. Depends on how much we donate. Lafroig is a favorite, but if you spend a bit, then Lagavulin are his favorite. Those are the only two whiskeys I know. My mate loves his single malt, and he only drinks those two. I know they're pretty pricey. He went to Scotland and saw the distillery and whatnot. I know they're not cheap. They're top shelf. JP Peterson, what a run. Hot knife through butter. Oh, my God. It's only been 11 minutes, guys. What is going on? What is going on? Like, we've watched a fair few old games during lockdown. I don't know that any of them are as good as this so far. Like that game with the century one with the All Blacks, that had a pretty good start. Maybe similar to this one, but it was a lot more one-sided. All Blacks and Wallabies. What a line, what a run. Foy de Prier with the pass. Good stuff. I'm getting him fancy ones, but he thinks it's a waste of money. I feel like the top shelf ones may be a bit wasted on me, to be honest. Maybe I should just get something cheap and mix it with Coke, honestly. Oh, he's hit the post. He should have kicked that. Mornay Stain will be shaking his head. Perfect timing from Dupree. You are not wrong. They say speed kills. It can also score tries. In this case, speed was very helpful. Carney didn't have a chance. Dead man's finger goes so smooth. Never heard of it. Again, not much of a connoisseur, I'm afraid. And Fora Debria's boot is just on fire. Famous Grouse had the best ads. I've definitely tried that. Wild Turkey. Okay. I feel like I've tried that too. I don't think these are top shelf drinks. That's probably why I've tried them. The best rum you will have. Okay. JP only got better as a player. Really enjoyed him for the Sharks towards the end of his run. He's a classy guy, man. The fact that he can go that long in his career as well speaks volumes to his skills. Oh, advantage. Jeez, they almost broke through the Lions. Oh, they knocked it on. Someone lost the boot. Yeah, I saw that line on the ground, actually. JP was good. Habana was better. Yeah, it's pretty hard to compare yourself to Habana, to be honest. Should try Baines. South African whiskey won the best wheat whiskey in the world a few years back. Okay. American whiskey is like their sports, best kept in their country. Shots fired. I'm sure I've probably had a fair few American whiskeys in my time. Time, please. The match clock is just ticking over 15 minutes as Stephen Jones kicks a penalty. The YouTube tracker has it at 26:05. Learn to drink whiskey with Jamesons. Ah, yes. My Aussie mate, who's the big Waratahs fan that I used to go drinking with while I was in China, he was a big Jamesons drinker. So I've had probably more Jamesons than any other whiskey. That's true. Man, 13-5 after 15 and a half minutes. More than a point a minute so far. Did South Africa have the biggest pack during these times? It certainly wasn't a small one. Favorite whiskey is Balvenie Double Wood. I can't say it's one that I know. Speaking of China, put a video up on how their COVID response last week. If you're interested, have another on the Ministry of Education coming next week. Sounds fascinating. Have been following the Chinese situation a wee bit. Oh, what's a cross kick? It's that man Peterson again. Fitzgerald's under pressure, and Franstein just picks him up like, you're smaller than me. Boom. Franstein is not a small guy. Fitzgerald is not the biggest guy, is he? Franstein's still angry about getting dummied out by Rob Kearney, and he just took that out on Fitzgerald. Damn. But honestly, Dupree's boot is just pinpoint. How good was that guy? Stain muscled him. You are not kidding. Ethan, how's it going, man? My mates concocted this drink made out of 7-Eleven slushies and whatever high-strength alcohol they can get their hands on. That sounds like a young man's game, but wow, the Lions have just won a big scrum penalty. South African schools are going back next month. Is South Africa getting things under control, are they? YouTube timestamp is 29:02 at the minute. Game clock's at 18:02. Would you have Faf de Klerk or du Preez? Oh, man, tough, but maybe du Preez? Probably because he's played his full career. If you maybe ask me when Faf has retired, I might say Faf, but they're both good players, man. Never rated John Smith as a tight head. Yeah, that's a fair call. South Africa is knocking on 30,000 cases. How many are they getting per day, though? Is it like slowing down? Have they kind of flattened the curve, as they say? Didn't Smith play every forward position in his career? I wouldn't be surprised. Your Rugby 20 video gave me the thought of buying Rugby 20. If you're going to buy Rugby 20, make sure you get it on discount, bro. I got it for like $60 New Zealand instead of the full price of like 100. So even then, I feel kind of like they did me dirty. It's all right. In some ways, it's okay. In a lot of ways, it's not. South African numbers are not plateauing. Almost 1,000 new cases a day. Jeez, man, that's not good. If that is the case, then why are the schools going back? Oh, Alaran. Thank you, mate. Towards the next wine, I will take your advice in terms of what I should buy because you know your stuff. I'm a total novice. So I need a bit of guidance. Thank you, sir. I am enjoying the Babbage stuff thus far. Just remember, most of those cases people have mild symptoms. Yeah, I suppose that's true, eh? The majority get mild symptoms. Some of them asymptomatic. Some of them get hospitalized. Some of them get ICU. Some of them pass away. Sean Edwards still looks angry, by the way. He's got that expression pretty much permanently plastered on his face. Shanghai had a total of 600 cases. Good Lord. They did all right to control it then. Oh, man. What are you doing giving the ball to Habana like that? Even I would have intercepted that. That was almost gift wrap. That's like one of those moments where you can see something bad is about to happen. And you just want to yell at them, don't do it. 397 deaths in South Africa so far. I mean, it's not as bad as some places, but that's a ton of people, man. They're doing the analysis on that pass. I guess there's men over there for the Lions, but geez, Habana was hunting that down. Favorite South African Super Rugby team? Probably the Sharks, man. Probably the Sharks. I've got a soft spot for teams that have had a bit of pain, and they've had a fair few final losses. So, yeah, Sharks. Bod, what were you thinking? Yeah, I mean, I guess when they slow it down, he did have two men over, but that seemed like a bit of a risk reward one. Habana read it like a 2-year-old reading a picture book. Indeed, I've got a 2-year-old, so I know how that goes. It is so good that New Zealand basically has the virus controlled. I mean, it helps that we're a small country at the end of the world, low population. That's an island. So we do have our advantages, I guess. Braunstein with the monster boot, but it's wide. These flipping ads. Oh, I know. When did the Cats leave Super Rugby, or are they rebanded? The Cats became the Lions and the Cheetahs, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Recently retired Montgomery, though. I missed that. Cats with the Cheetahs and the Lions combined. There we go. A little bit of rugby trivia I do have in my brain, tucked away. You forgot how big his boot was. His boot was pretty big. I've seen him kick drop goal. There's highlights of it from miles away. Eh? Massive boot. I got rugby 20 game for New Zealand, $45. All right. I mean, I would have liked to pay 35. I think that would have been a fair price. If I highlight one on Carney, nothing too bad, but a bit silly. Where are we up to? YouTube clock is at 36 minutes. Game clock is at 24:09, but it has stopped as the referee has a word with JP Peterson to be a good boy. Poor Stormers, they just came good. Then the virus happens, and my Blues, man. And my Blues. Hopefully, it doesn't fall all apart when they go into Super Rugby New Zealand. Okay, yeah, Carney maybe milk that a little bit, but JP shouldn't be putting his arm there. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, as my mother would say. And the Oscar goes to, yeah, he fell down pretty easy, but you can't be putting your arm there, even in 2009. $13-5 after 25 minutes and 20 seconds. The Lions are looking pretty good value for their lead. I'd love to see the stats on who's put more kicks in play. Wow, Rob Carney just tried a long distance drop goal and it didn't come off. The Blues are rubbish. Go Canes. Come on, man. You know I've got the power to block you on this channel, right? Be nice to the Blues, man. We've had it tough. Off to KTV. Enjoy, Simon. I hope KTV goes well. I used to hate KTV. I can't sing for nothing. I want to message you about other women's games when you guys are ready for another. Won't be on Rugby Pass. Women's game doesn't exist to them. Rugby Pass does have the women's Six Nations. If you're a Rugby Pass subscriber, you can get women's Six Nations games on Rugby Pass. Now, I'm not sure if that's because they bought more handbags. No, not this time. It looked like there was going to be a bit of a slapping contest. I'm not sure if that's because they bought the Six Nations package and that includes men's and women's, or if they bought both because they wanted both, but it's on there. But yeah, definitely keen to watch another women's game. That last one we watched was just on fire. It was like a mix of 15s and 7s. It was just full on. They don't have articles ever about women's rugby, though. I asked once and they were pretty. Okay. Maybe it is just a case of you buy the Six Nations rights and you get the women's games included. I know New Zealand rugby have kind of been dicking the women around a bit as well, and that they haven't really told them the plan for what's going to happen with the women's domestic rugby with the whole COVID thing, whereas the men seem to be a bit more, planned out. Friendly Banterborough, yeah, I know. I'm just playing with you. I wouldn't block you for supporting the Canes. Probably, maybe Crusaders. What a take from Carney. And then what a kind of silly pass from the Lions. Do you think the Rugby Championship this year will go ahead? Well, someone in the chat earlier just said South Africa's getting 1,000 cases a day. But I guess we've got till like August. August's long. I mean, it's not that far, but it's not that close. I'm an optimist, man, so I'll say yes. In some shape or form, they'll figure something out. 2 cents getting drunk. Man, one glass of wine. I don't think I'm that bad. Satyrs suck. There you go. There you go. Women's Six Nations is just England v France. I have seen some of the other scorelines tend to blow out a bit. I think the plans for New Zealand and Australia to have the Trans-Tasman bubble, yeah, but even that might be a little bit farther away than we think. The New Zealand government right now is trying to promote domestic travel pretty hard. My wife is dead keen to go to Rotorua and to go to the Waitomo caves. Because I think we've been to Rotorua, but the kids have not. And she wanted to see the caves. If you don't know the Waitomo caves, it's like a cave with lots of glowworms in it. It's apparently pretty cool. I'm also an optimist. There's also the option of pushing it back a month or two. They've got to do something. They've got to make a plan. I mean, I've seen some crazy plans like just send all the teams to Australia and just play all the games in Australia. Don't know. Waitomo is great. Okay. I've been putting it off. I keep telling her the kids aren't old enough to go to Waitomo and to like appreciate it, but she's dead keen to go. I love those caves. Went when I was little. All right. I might not be able to argue with the wife anymore if you guys are telling me it needs to be done. $31 and 10 seconds on the game clock. Lions have got a line out in the South African half. What can they do here? The game's kind of settled a bit in terms of its like momentum. It's not quite as hectic as it was earlier, but it is still pretty brutal. Nah, that kick was too easy. A lot of the players played on the tour for the Lions said it was the most physical games they've ever played in. I'm not surprised from what I've seen here, man. It's been brutal. Jeez, JP Peterson is giving Rob Carney a long, hard day at the office. My daughter says she can't remember any of our cool trips when she was young, like age 7. Shame we went to Prague, France, Brugge. Is it Brugge? Brugge? I know there's a football club there. Germany, Spain. She can't remember. Yeah, I've read stuff that kids like routine when they're young and they can't remember nothing when they're little. So the championship is big money ticket for Sansa. Yeah, indeed. They need to get something on people's TVs, otherwise they're going to be short some cash. Was Johnny Wilkinson still playing? I remember he was iffy about 2005, so maybe by 2009 he was not doing Lion stuff. Nathan is here. Game clock's at 33 minutes. Nathan, that's where we're up to. It's 13-5 to the Lions. I wouldn't mind the tournament being moved to one location like a World Cup. If that's the way they got to get it done, we'll just have to take it. Split the gate, see if they can get any fans in, actually. Oh, here goes Fitzgerald. Driscoll was caught by Pierre Spieth, who does have a bit of gas about him. They need some quick ball. Carney, and there's that man Fitzgerald. He's not getting around France Dane anymore. The Lions could certainly use another score here. They keep going blindside. What a tackle. You're not wrong. Brutal. Ooh, Bismarck might have turned that. No, not quite. Come on, get the bloody thing out, man. Oh, he's in trouble. He fell on the wrong side of the ruck. No, but they still got it. They did well to retain it. They're the Lions. How many phases? 11 phases. I can't take my eyes off it to read the chat. Let's have a look. Leaving for real now. The missus finished her makeup. All right, man. Take care. Droppy. There you go. After that was that many phases. Just take the points. Just take the points. I wouldn't mind the Rugby Championship being held every 4 years, 2 years after the World Cup, and the two can be taken up by old school tours. I think we could all do with a slightly less regular Rugby Championship. It's true. It doesn't hold the same appeal as what it used to. Wilkinson didn't play in this tour, only played in 01 and 05. His last caps were in 2011 for England at the World Cup. Was he at Toulon at this time, or where was he playing? Can't remember a lot of my trips to those countries, but not because of age. Oh, God. I'll see if I can remember this game tomorrow if I keep drinking all this wine, but I'm only one glass in, so can't be that much of a lightweight. Do you know the most phases ever in a game? I sure don't. That's one bit of rugby trivia. I have no idea. I think he was at Toulon. That would make sense, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of the Rugby Championship. It definitely needs to be revised and played less. I am inclined to agree. It needs. I mean, we always think change is going to be good, but yeah. Oh, Habana. Poor Tommy Bowe. The timing was perfect. Chat is booming. Yeah, about Amsterdam and how Amsterdam can get pretty rough, and not just because of the drinks, but because of other things. Would love to see Shane Williams and Habana on the same side. True. Habana, you tackle machine. Habana made a brutal tackle, indeed. 44 phases, says the Big V8 show, is the most. Was it Ireland? I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ireland. Under Joe, they could go through a phase or 20. Been to Amsterdam 4 times, says Tim. Oh, man. I need to travel, don't I? I've been bugger all places. I've been to China. I've been to Australia. That's it. Explored my own country a wee bit. 2 Cents loves DMAC, but 2 Cents also loves Chisel and Colby. What would be a great small... Imagine if Shane Williams was of the same generation, because you could have Shane Williams, DMAC, and then Colby, like your ultimate small man kind of back three. Get your ass to the UK for the Six Nations. Well, I did that video about the tickets, and everyone tells me you can't even buy tickets. You need to have like club membership or something. I might end up watching it in the pub. I can do that here. A bit isolated. A trip to Europe from there takes 2 days at least. Yeah. Sometimes isolation works in terms of not having pandemics come to your borders as easily, but in terms of normal life, yeah, it makes the travel stuff a bit difficult. Like Australia is 3 and a bit hours away, and that's our closest real destination. Aaron Cruden for the small team at 10. Yeah, maybe that's a video, man. Like team under 5 foot something. It's almost half time. 39 minutes, 25 seconds. It has been a pretty brutal first 40. I would love to go to Auckland to see a Blues Crusaders game. Wouldn't be a sellout, but decent bit of banter. Just go to a pub in Cardiff for every game. If you're a Blues member, you can get tickets to what? The Six Nations. By the way, it's 40 minutes and 20 seconds, and Franz is lining up a huge penalty from his own half. Oh my God, he actually got it. What a kick. It's at Loftus, I think, right? This is Loftus. So altitude, but damn, what a kick. Here's to Franz Staines' boot. Welsh bar in Wellington goes hard for Six Nations. Really? I don't even know if we have any Welsh bars here in Auckland. I know we've got Irish pubs. Right. Are they going to do a halftime show? I think if they're doing a halftime show, we may skip. I can see the interviews are going to keep going. Second half. Is it going to kick off? Right, looks like the second half kicks off at 1 hour and 59 seconds on the YouTube tracker. So I'm going to skip to that point. So yeah, 1 hour. I haven't started yet, but 1 hour 59. Big Will, look at that! Look at that lovely sheep. Good first half. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Big Will. Indeed, a pretty good first half of footy. Very intense. All right, I'm going to have the second half underway. It's 1 hour 59 seconds. Pretty much 1 hour and 1 minute. Let's get it going, people. Second half underway. Is Welsh pubs a thing? We got Irish ones, man, but I haven't seen Welsh ones. If you come to South Africa rugby game, would you vlog it and put it on your channel? I would definitely vlog it. I would vlog it all day long. I would be carrying camera. I would probably take a drone. I would have notepad and everything. You should see me when I go to a game at Eden Park, man. Game clock is now 40 minutes and 42 seconds. When I go to a game at Eden Park, I'm generally carrying a notebook, a pen, a camera. I think once I even took a gimbal for my cell phone, like to make it steady, in case I did a vlog. I did a vlog for a couple of games. Yeah, I don't have many hands left to hold a beer. Bet there's an Irish bar in Italy. Bro, when I lived in China, there was an Irish bar. In Wuhan, there was an Irish bar. Not as popular as the Belgian bar, but there was an Irish bar. There was small 15 and a giant 15. I'd have to figure out what the height restrictions are. $16 points to 8 after 42 minutes and 10 seconds. Bismarck is playing scrum half. Decent little pass. Irish bars abroad are just an excuse to rip tourists off. One of the bars in town here in Auckland is called like the Munster Inn. They even used to have the rugby team's logo as their bar logo, but they changed it. I guess maybe because that's like trademarked. Blues to win Super Rugby with Barrett. Oh, yeah, let's do that, man. All day long. You can find an Irish pub anywhere on the planet. Yeah, pretty much. Communist China, Irish pub. North Korea, maybe not. Maybe that's one place there's no Irish pubs. Oh, Driscoll looks like he's seeing stars. What happened there? What happened there, man? Nowadays, that's an HIA. Is that an HIA in 2009? Do they do HIA in 2009? I don't think so. There's an Irish bar in every city in the world. Had a Guinness and an Irish bar in Cote d'Ivoire, miles from anywhere. Okay. I think I'd need to work on my French if I was going to travel there. I speak virtually none. I pretty much speak none. Did you watch the Curry Cup? I think in my life, I've only seen 5 or 6 Curry Cup games. Sky here in New Zealand are the guys that have got the rights to the Curry Cup, and they generally only put it on live, and it's like 3 a.m. So you have to really go out of your way to watch it. I don't think they really rebroadcast it. Maybe unless you had the Rugby Channel, which they don't do anymore. Is rugby union your only sport? Do you watch cricket, rugby league, football? Good question. I used to watch quite a bit of football, by which I mean soccer, especially when I was in China, because finding broadcasts of football was pretty easy compared to rugby when you're in China. And I used to watch cricket, and I even used to watch a bit of, I still watch the highlights of ice hockey, but not a lot else. What's your third favorite sport? I don't even know if I rank them. Rugby is pretty much the only one I ever sit down to watch a full game these days. Man, who's that Irish guy going off with blood everywhere? What happened? Watch MMA. To be fair, I do watch a little bit. The old man is quite into the MMA, so every now and again he'll call me over to watch the MMA. For one of his birthdays, I bought him the pay-per-view to the McGregor and Mayweather fight. That was a bit of a letdown, though, wasn't it? Mayweather's just too good, too smart. Reason Stain was so key for the Boks in the World Cup was because he could fill in as a substitute on 3 different positions. That's why they could put so many forwards on the bench. He's one of those rare guys where you can put on an extra forward knowing that he can cover pretty much half the back line. Apart from 9, he could pretty much play anywhere. Man, the Lions guys are going off. Jones is going off. Looking a bit worse for wear. Oh, look at the hairdo of Alan Wynne Jones. Wow. I mean, not that we should really care about that. That's just age, man. But wow, that's quite a contrast. Stan is like James O'Connor. Yeah, well, James Hook can fit him pretty much anywhere. Indeed. Young Alan Wynne, AJ with the hair. Okay, good. I wasn't the only one who was kind of hit in the face by that hairdo. Getting bashed up in this fast game, indeed. Alan Wynne looks like a lion with that mane. The Fijian Rugby World Cup side last year had backs that played as forwards in Europe. I remember reading up on some of the players for some video. I can't remember now. But like it's pretty common to see some guys, like a lot of loose forwards have played sevens, right? I can't remember which Fijian player in their World Cup squad, but one of the Fijian props had played sevens. And I was like, come on, man. You can't be a prop and play sevens, but no, played sevens. Would you watch sevens? I don't watch a lot. I don't know many of the big name sevens players, but I mean, I do like sevens when I do watch it. It's a bit of fun, but it doesn't quite feel as serious as 15s. It feels like, I guess it is a festival game, right? But I mean, it's Olympic sport, so probably should be getting more into it than I am. Works for the Fijian style of rugby. Yeah, man. Everyone on that field is quick, no matter their position. Fijians could play any position, maybe not props, though. Yeah, there you go. I've seen a few Aussies talking about how Michael Hooper would make a good centre. He's kind of like Ardie Savio. Eh? He's got the build and the speed that he could be a centre in another life. One of the South African players, what's his name? Daimani. I think the Lions actually wanted to turn him into like a centre as well, but he wants to be a loosey. We'd all pay a pretty price for any type of rugby at the moment. Super Rugby Aotearoa is not too far away. A few weeks. A bit more off the ball stuff. Was that Bismarck? Skulkberger gets a bit of a neck job done on him. Yeah, you can't do that even in 2009. Must be a yellow indeed. Yeah, but this is 2009, not 2019, so I guess. Yeah. The Lions played Diamani at the wing on lower levels, but he didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I hope he gets to play loose forward, man. If he wants to be a loose forward, let him play loose forward. Are you doing a live stream for Super Rugby Aotearoa? I definitely will, man. I definitely will. We need to get some live rugby. And then I get to get the people in the comments who are like, show the game. Show the game. And I get to be like, no, don't own the game. That's 4 points Pienaar has missed. Not the hardest kicks in the world. Maybe they should just let Frans Stan kick everything. It was so blatant. Yeah, I would have thought that was a yellow. I would have thought the eye rake was a red. But this ref is letting a wee bit go. June 13, exactly. Not too far away. Game clock is at 49. Well, no, it's stuck at 48:57, but it should be at 49 minutes. YouTube tracker is at 1:13:30. Wow, the game clock just jumped forward to 49:42. There you go. Have you been to a rugby pub quiz? I'd say you'd be handy enough. I'm pretty bad at remembering years, which doesn't lead me to be that good at quizzes. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not the best at remembering that kind of year-by-year stuff. My geography is all right. I tend to do well at the geography section. Not sure why Peter Steph du Toit stayed with the Stormers. Got to think with your head, man. Maybe he just loves the country, bro. Apparently, he loves that family farm. Apparently they make wine. Somebody said not very good wine. But yeah. Pina had a shocker with the boot. Bro, you're not kidding, man. He is having an absolute stinker. I know this game ends up being pretty close, but if he hits a couple of those kicks, which weren't sitters, but were the next best thing, then it doesn't end up being that way. What have they offered him? What have they offered Peter Steph? Yeah, I guess he gets to stay in the country he loves. Like, I mean, Richie McCaw never left. Some guys just don't want to leave. They love what they're doing and they're happy to take an above average wage, even if it's not the maximum they could earn. They must have found more money, maybe, but still probably not the money that he was going to get offered abroad. Franz Stein has just marked the ball and he is putting boot to it, unsurprisingly. He almost lost his leg after his injury in Super Rugby. Yeah, a few of the guys have had some pretty horrendous injuries, actually. The Lions just won't chase kicks. Yeah, Habana's doing that for South Africa. I'm not sure why the Lions aren't doing it as much. You can't just give them an easy mark like that, right? You got to put them under a bit of pressure. Otherwise, it's just candy to a baby. Oh, although speaking of Habana, he's just knocked that one on clean. Although they've been penalised for offside. Game time. Game clock is at 51:45. As a rugby player, your career can be suddenly cut very short. You got to think with your head. I mean, the ultimate example of that is kind of Sean McMahon, who's an Aussie guy, huge potential, already was a very good player, played for the Wallabies, and he literally has said, no, I'm going to try and make as much money in Japan before I have to call it quits as I can, and the rugby there is not going to do my body as much harm. He was young, man, like early 20s when he left. Oh, Pina, come on. Pina has just missed another kick, and the camera has panned to Mornay Steyn, who is looking rather forlorn. Jeez. I think Peter Steptoe will leave after the Lions tour. He might. Round Pina is stinking it up. You're right. Player welfare post-retirement is a big issue. I think the All Blacks have done a bit better with that since like guys like John Lomu didn't end up with a lot of money, I think, at the end of their careers. So I think they've improved. They give the guys financial advice to invest money and whatnot. But yeah. Should have been 16 all at this point. He's missed a few kicks, man. Sean McMahon should have stayed in Australia. He was better than Perko Cooper. He was kind of one of those like generational talents, man. But he reckoned, I think I've seen interviews where he said like he was already feeling his body start to kind of feel the ill effects of his rugby career at a young age. And he was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Suicide rates among ex-cricketers are higher than the average population. Is that right? I know a lot of sports people do have trouble letting go of like the adrenaline rush. Like a few guys have talked about it. Oh, golden oldies. Yeah, true. Um, about the effect of not getting that rush from the crowd kind of thing. Like there's nothing like it, and there's nothing that can replace that feeling for them. So that's why you see quite a few guys come back from retirement, which kind of sucks sometimes as well, because some guys come back from retirement and they shouldn't. Like it kind of ruins their reputation. But anyway, the Lions have knocked it on. Where's that pace and accuracy from the Lions that we saw in the first half? It's not there. Who's that cricketer that jumped out of a plane? Is that real? You find guys retire and end up back in the system coaching or mentoring so they feel like they're connected to it. Yeah, that's a good thing. If they've got the ability, they should be doing that. It looks like Mornay Stain's about to come on. Oh man, PSB is he's quite an athlete, isn't he? Big run from the back of the scrum. Oh, Habana just got brought down. You can definitely feel the momentum with the box, eh? Oh, but knock on. But from one of the Lions guys. Okay. I'm surprised your speech is still sweet. Mine goes out the window if I get too tiddly. I've only had 2 glasses of wine, so I shouldn't be too bad, even though I don't generally handle wine that well. Do you think the Blues have a chance to win or even be runner-up in Super Rugby Aotearoa? Probably not, because they burned me too many times, but I hope so. PSB, get out of my way. He does that, bro. Tyson Fury has been saying he had 2 more fights left. Now he's saying he might as well go on. He's got nothing else he can do. Yeah, Tyson Fury's he's an interesting character. Who do you think will replace Russia in the next World Cup? I don't know, man. Who was in the repechage this time? It was like Hong Kong, Germany, somebody else. You're fine with your wine, they're just ripping you off. Rob Carney's having a pretty good game, man. He's not been perfect, but he's having a pretty good game. Just took a high ball, very comfortable. But Mornay Staines come on and just put that ball into touch, but their Lions have taken it quickly. Space. He's going to run it. He's not going to pass it. The score has slowed down heaps, but the pace is still fast. Yeah, that's true. It was a point a minute for a while, but that certainly dried up. But the guys are still battering each other's bodies, that's for sure. I think Germany is starting to take rugby seriously, and we all know what happens when Germany puts their mind to something. They get serious. Germany came close against Samoa in 2019. Samoa had to beat Germany in a repechage match. Yeah, and they've got a pretty slick uniform, actually. I've seen the German kit. It looks pretty nice. I don't have one, but it looks pretty good. The Germans will play a very efficient rugby. Yeah. My mate's just joined me. Can you give him a shout out? His name's Al. How's it going, Al? Let's have another drink. It's 10:20. We're watching the Lions. They're leading the box. Sounds about right. Cheers, everybody. There's about 20 minutes to go, at least on the game clock. It's 58:40. We will see how things go. Spain got done for ineligible players and Romania. Yeah, true. Oh, Lions have won a penalty. John Smith's not happy. Oh, handbags. Come on, Box, get a try. I know, right? NRL starts Thursday, does it really? Holy moly, that was quick. And they're going to have a leg up on everybody else. What about the AFL? I do like the number 8 for the Blues. You mean Satutu? He has been class, man. Game clock is 59:59, so 60 minutes, and Stephen Jones is about to line up a shot at goal. And be quick, because he doesn't muck around. And he has nailed it straight over the black dot. Reckon Akira Ioane is on his way out. He might be, man. I reckon he might take an overseas deal. I would have said he should go to Japan and play for Japan, but I think he's played sevens for the All Black Sevens team. What are they called? Just All Black Sevens? Which means I think he's captured by New Zealand. But he was born in Japan, so he could have played for Japan. Satutu is fire, keeping Akira out of the team. Yeah, I think Akira's got issues off the pitch, man. I don't know. Just seems to be. They keep leaving him out of the squad too often for there not to be some kind of issues. AFL starts June 11. Okay, also similar time to the rugby over here. Franz is in touch. Ioane brothers have some attitude issues, in my opinion, both of them. Which is a funny one, because when the Lions came here a couple years ago, they both seemed a lot more grounded. They were staying with their mum or their parents. Like, apparently one of the Lions fans' hotel fell through or something, and they geez, that needs to be an HIA. That's terrible. I think that's another knock for O'Driscoll. He looked out of it earlier. One of the Lions fans got, like, the hotel fell through or something, so the mother was like a rugby club member and gave them a bed for the night or something like that. And yeah, the Ioane brothers were there, and they didn't say, "Oh, we're going to play for the Blues against the Lions" or anything. They were just cool about it. So, did they have HIA? I don't think so. I don't think they did. My mother met Rico Ioane and said he was lovely. He put a white ribbon on. She gave him on a bus with Sevu Reece. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, Rico moved out. Okay. Bod tackle would be a yellow by today's standards. Wow. Their mum played for the Ferns and their dad played for Samoa. No wonder they're talented rugby players. Geez, with that kind of genes. Well, at least Rousseau's going off because he looks out of it. Bod is staying on, which is unfortunate by today's standards. The Lions fans didn't know who they were. Yeah, that's right. Because in that year, neither of them was really that kind of big stuff. A New Zealand fan wouldn't know who some young, I don't know, Northampton player was, kind of thing. So yeah, I remember that story. Damn, how is Bod still on the field? Agree, mate. Agree. Bod is crazy. He's been knocked out nearly 3 times. He's been nearly knocked out 3 times. Yeah, and he's still on the field. This can't have been that long before they introduced the whole HIA thing, right? Andreas Becker is not a happy chappy. To be fair, he also looked angry most of the time as well. Time on the game clock, I've got 62:20. Habana, what a try. Wow. April asked for a box try, and there it is about 5 minutes later. "33rd try. And it's that man Fourie, for Dupree as well, again with the pass that sets it up. And this time the conversion goes over. What a try. The only reason I take an interest in Northern Hemisphere comps was all the South Africans moving down the Kingston Cheetahs. There you go. April has rugby powers. Indeed. Game on now. 19:15 after 63 and a half minutes. There is not much in this one. Dupree again with the perfectly timed pass. He has been the key man, isn't he? I mean, I know he's not the guy who gets the try, but he's there. Didn't the Boks also play with only 2 backs in this game? Yeah, I think the commentators mentioned that earlier. They went with a split with only 2 backs. We got a kid like Hoskins Satutu. There's no reason why you keep Akira around. Especially seeing as they both kind of seem to be specialist number 8s. You don't really need 2 specialist number 8s to start week in, week out. You probably need a utility guy on the bench. Oh, man. The Springboks have got their tails up now. That's a good kick, just outside the 22. Carney's under all kinds of pressure. He can't escape it this time. He maybe should have kicked it. And the Boks have turned the ball over. Or at least won a penalty. Nah. Yeah, Carney probably should have got rid of that one. Watching this game, I would have Dupree over de Klerk. Yeah, man, they're both good players, but Dupree was class over his whole career. How much money does a Lions tour generate in the host country? A ton. I remember the last time the Lions toured Australia, I think Australia were in pretty dire financial straits. And the Lions tour is just a massive cash injection. So, yeah. Percy on the sideline on the radio. Box literally just dived over the ruck right there. It's 2009. I think a lot of things happened in 2009 which maybe wouldn't get away with today. Both sides. One thing Chica did poorly was he admitted he doesn't watch or analyze Northern Hemisphere rugby. Yeah. There's an interesting kind of analogy with that. As I remember, it's a cricket one. Like, the New Zealand cricket team is generally not very good. We've got usually a couple of kind of really talented players and a lot of okay players. But I remember years ago they had a coach who just used to analyze to death the other teams. And cricket's a different game because you can really go for those one-on-one contests, but they would be able to win games through really good fielding and analyzing other players' weaknesses. Whereas some of the top teams like India and Australia were just like, we're really good. We don't need to analyze other teams. We just play our game and we win. And I feel like maybe the All Blacks at times have been a bit guilty of that kind of attitude. But yeah, for Checkers Wallabies, you can't be doing that, man. You need to be doing your analysis. Mornay has just kicked the penalty on 67 minutes and 45 seconds to make it a 1-point game. 19 points to 18. Absolutely game on. Will there ever be another World Cup in New Zealand? I can't see it. We don't have the big stadiums to bring in the big revenue. Maybe we could share one with the Aussies. I don't know. How many rugby jerseys do you have? I think it's like 87. I did count them early on in lockdown when there was a Twitter thing going on about showing jerseys. Have you ever watched Joe's House of Rugby with James Haskell? I have. I watched the one recently with Nigel Owens, and I watched another one recently. Who else did they have on? Matt Giddo. The Lions have got a penalty. One of the Boks guys was offside. They'll kick this. And that'll make it 22-18. I seem to remember New Zealand. What was that? That just skipped by. New Zealand cricket, they're making the last two ODI World Cup finals. Yeah, they tend to overperform a bit, but they've still not been able to get the final done. Lewis Reese Zammit, he probably needs to get some game time, eh? 87, wow. Yeah, I've bought a few of them, and a lot of them have been sent to me as well. But, I mean, remember, a lot of the ones that I buy are not new or they are old, so they are cheaper. I virtually never pay full price for a jersey. because then if I did that, I would probably have about half as many as I do now. They're expensive. I want Australia or Ireland to host the World Cup after France. Australia could certainly use the money, but it's not going to be for a while. So, yeah. When are you going to come to watch South Africa versus AB's at Game Ellis Park? Man, yeah, I need to keep saving my money, Save up some money, wait for the global pandemic to be over, and then one of these days I'll get there, do a bit of rugby tourism. Oh, big turnover from the Lions. Oh, the South Africans to turn them back over. Here we go. Habana. No, they've kept them quiet. I would prefer Australia to have it. Okay. Yeah, I think Argentina pulled out of the running, right, to host? What's the jersey budget? Yeah, I don't even know. I usually buy like one a month, maybe. Like a new jersey in New Zealand costs $150. If you get Super Rugby or All Blacks jersey new, 150 New Zealand dollars. Usually the ones I buy are maybe like if it's a cheap secondhand one, like 25, 30. If it's like new but like out of stock and they're just trying to get rid of it on clearance, like from like Lovell Rugby or England Rugby Store or something like that, like maybe like 40, 50 bucks. So yeah, I generally don't spend a whole lot, like the same amount that you could buy like a lunch or dinner for a couple people kind of thing I would buy on a jersey. So yeah, I definitely can't bring myself to pay 150 bucks. Too much money. Rugby World Cup in Japan was quite fun, but the beer was so expensive. The latest All Blacks jerseys cost $200. I think there's maybe a difference between like the replica match jersey and like the fans jersey. Like the match jersey, the test fit, the one that fits like the players wear, those ones are more, like $200. But you shouldn't buy those unless you've got a pretty good physique because they are pretty tight. I've made that mistake. Do you go to Trade Me for jerseys? Yep. Trade Me is a pretty good resource for rugby jerseys. "72 minutes and 21 seconds. We're getting down to the business end. Sean Edwards looks stressed. Mornay Stain has just put in a pretty good touch finder. It was a high shot on the beast. Can't be doing that. Wife has just been blown back from the shops. Just been blown back from the shops. All sorts blowing around. What? Still no Black Ferns jerseys. Yeah, that one's a disgrace. There's demand for them as well. I don't know why they don't sell them. I remember at 500 subscribers, you had a handful of jerseys. Now you could get out Rebel Sports. Yeah, I remember. I think I bought one at like 500 for like a celebration, like maybe a Hawaii's jersey, or was that at 100? 100 subscribers, I bought a jersey, maybe 500, and then 1,000. I had certain milestones I would buy jerseys. Oh, the Boxer got man over. Surely they can score. What a try. Holy moly, I want to swear. I want to swear. That's a swear-worthy try. Far out. Free, man. What a try. Why are your jerseys so expensive? New jerseys here in South Africa are around 800 Rand, which is about $75. The game clock's at 73.42, but it is stopped at the minute. I don't know why. I guess that's what they can get people to pay for them. The most expensive jersey I bought recently was the All Blacks World Cup jersey, which was $100, which was like a third off. The original price was 150. What a try. Holy crap, man. Like, seriously. That's a moment. That's a moment. Oh, just give it, man. The commentators want to see this from every single angle. Come on. He's not got a foot in touch. The ball's clearly grounded. Happy days. It's a swear-worthy try, like I mentioned. In the official documentary of this tour, Edwards was cursing a storm right about now. I can imagine. Free in the corner. Get in. Exactly. Get on with it. Come on. It's a try. They didn't look at the eye gouge as much as they looked at this. Watch the sole of his boot as it doesn't go into touch. For goodness sake, get on with it. The commentators are dicks, says April. And yes, I agree. Saru store has the test jersey, replica jersey, the takedown jersey, basically jersey without the collar and embroidered logos. Watch Bryce Lawrence. Need to slow down on wine. Sorry, man. Am I getting a bit over the top on the wine as compared to the beer? Just give it already. That's what I'm thinking. To get you to South Africa, you should do a series of videos to raise funds, like a YouTube version of GoFundMe. People can donate money for accommodation and trip. And then I got to get it past the wife and my employer that I need time off to travel. But yeah, maybe one of these days. You're a mess, Mark. Oh, am I that bad? Okay. Sorry. Down it. All right. Damn, I didn't think I was that bad. I'm usually pretty self-aware when I'm drinking. I didn't know that I was going too much. How many angles do they want? More, apparently. 23, 22, 74 minutes, 10 seconds. Mornay Stain. Oh, my Lord. That guy is... Yeah, now they cut to Ruan Pina, who's like, clap, clap, clap. Great kick is right. Promise the wife an overseas holiday. Yeah, but then she worries about the kids. Who's going to look after the kids? Do we take the kids? To which my answer is no. If we're going on holiday, we don't take the kids. That's the point of the holiday. I love my kids, just FYI. I just find if I go on holiday with the kids, I'm in constant search of a playground more than anything else. 5 minutes to go. Shane Williams just got hammered. Who tackled him? I don't know. Wine makes you feel fine. Yeah, indeed. Mark needs to put $1,000 tier pledge called the South Africa Tour Fund. Yeah. Penalty. Poor Mark, we're always hassling, his drinking, totally joking. You're great form as usual. Oh, okay. I never know with the wine. I don't drink it very often, so when I do drink it, I definitely feel it more. The last time I drank red wine on the stream, I slept very well. Let's just put it that way. 4 minutes to go. 25-22. What are the Lions going to do here? They're going to take a shot. It's a long distance one. It's a lot of angle, but they're going to go for it. That's why grandparents were invented, to take care of the kids. If I'm going to go to South Africa, how long do I need to go for? Because how many days do I need to ask the grandparents to look after the kids? That's a good question. Actually, maybe I could drop them with my wife's parents. They haven't seen the kids for a long time. Stephen Jones. It's not over the black dot, but it is between the sticks. So it's 25-25 with just under 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes to go. It's 77-20. What a kick. It's all tied up. Remember, the series at this minute is 1-0 to South Africa, so the Lions need at least a win or a draw to keep things alive. $78 minutes. Victor Matfield's playing 9. Jeez. Big Will, what are you doing to me, man? What are you doing? All right. We go one more. I'm definitely going to sleep well. There is 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Cheers, Big Will. Appreciate it, mate. It's been a cracker. Here comes the droppy. And it is one of the few moments in this game where Morné Steyn doesn't look perfect. Carney. Big boot downfield. There's less than a minute to go. There's 40 seconds. Ronan O'Gara, he wants to attack. Here's the moment. Big up and under. He's going to chase it. And then he's going to take out Fora Dupria as he is in the air, which concedes a penalty. And here's the moment he wants to bury his head in the sand. Paul O'Connell can't believe it. Oh, horrible moment. That's a dumb kick, says Tommy Brown. Oh, yeah, that's about as dumb as it gets, man. Oh, Ronan, says April. Big Will. Thanks for the live stream, 2 cents. You legend. Cheers, man. You're a legend in your own right. What can I say? I hope the missus is not giving you grief for yelling at the TV tonight. Mornay is going to line this one up. And with that kick, he has won the game and thus secured the tour for the Springboks. Paul O'Connell can't believe it. The Springbok fans are going mad. Even Chili Boy didn't even get off the bench. Is pumped. 28-25. The Lions guys are distraught. I still don't understand why he kicked it, says Liam. Cheers, Sam. Indeed. I stayed up till 7 a.m. this morning rewatching this game with some beers. It was great. Hope you enjoyed it too. Cheers for that, Super Rainbow. Yeah, man, this was a crazy one. My theory was O'Gara got concussed. Good, that's the wine. Before the try, yeah. O'Gara cost them, indeed. At Rugby Pass, we drink responsibly on this channel. Always responsibly. Cheers, everybody, for coming along. Indeed, I guess cheers to Rugby Pass for putting up this game. It was a cracker. Pretty heartbreaking one for the Lions, but really, really good game. Brutal at times, magic at times, but yeah. Cheers, guys. The next stream on Wednesday looks like it's going to be Super Rugby final from 2011. And then this time next week will be the 2007 final. So you South African guys are getting some pretty good viewing. But yeah, cheers, everyone. I'll finish this glass. Thank you. Have a good night, day, afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you're at. And yeah, I'll see you guys all again for the next one. All right. Take care. And yeah, see you again soon. Rugby's not too far away with Super Rugby Aotearoa. Anyway, take care. See you later.